welcome to the love class. Today it's all about knowing whether or not you are with Mr. Right or Mr. Wrong. Now I'm going to get right into it. When it comes to being in a relationship, you don't want to waste your time and you don't want to waste the other person's time. It's very important that you understand what you're getting yourself into. Many times I hear women say, well, I started dating him and I fell in love with him, but now I'm not sure if he's really the one. I haven't really prayed about it. First and foremost, and this is what I always recommend, before your heart get involved, before you put your emotions and your feelings into a person, you really need to seek God in prayer. You need to go to the Lord and ask him, God, is this who you have for me? So I'm going to get into it. Mr. Right, are you with Mr. Right or are you with Mr. Wrong? I hope you saw the video last week all about love and lust and you saw that I used a board. Now this week I'm going to talk about Mr. Right versus Mr. Wrong, and I have a board just like I had last week. And if you have not seen that video, love versus lust, are you in love or lust, look it up on my YouTube channel, and also it's on my Facebook page. But let's get into it. Mr. Right versus Mr. Wrong. So I'm going to read some things that you can expect from Mr. Right, and then I'm going to share what you can expect from Mr. Wrong. And I just want you to, as you listen and watch the video, I want you to think about your relationship. Whether you're in a relationship right now or whether you had a past relationship and you want to compare some of the things I talk about with your past relationship. So Mr. Right versus Mr. Wrong. First of all, Mr. Right, he can talk openly about life issues, future goals, fears, and dreams. Mr. Wrong, he is not comfortable talking about in-depth topics about his life for fear of rejection or what you might find out. Now, let's stop there because Mr. Right, basically it says he's more open, he's more transparent, he's more willing to share who he is. He'll talk to you about his goals, his dreams, his vision, and his fears. He's willing to be an open book, basically. He's not hiding anything. Mr. Wrong, on the other hand, Mr. Wrong is not going to share any of that information. And first of all, he's insecure, so he's kind of afraid of being rejected and you finding out the real him. So a lot of times Mr. Wrong, he wears a mask and he's not true to who he really is. So Mr. Wrong, he's not going to be comfortable about sharing in-depth topics with you. And also he's concerned about what you might find out. So there's a difference there. Some of you may deal with that now. You may be in a relationship and you've been in a relationship with this person for months or years, and you feel like there are things that you still don't know about them. Or maybe you know in the past you were in a relationship and then later on, after a few months or a year went by, they showed a whole different side of who they are. They basically was a different person. So, something to think about. Here's another one. Mr. Right, when in a crisis, he is there for you no matter what and is willing to make sacrifices for you. Talked about that last week, about love being able to give and to sacrifice, and lust is basically a user and a taker. So Mr. Right, when something is going on, when there's a crisis, he's willing to do whatever it takes to be there for you and to make sacrifices. Mr. Wrong, When the going gets tough, he gets going. I've heard different women say, my boyfriend was in love and he was really, really sweet and kind to me. And once I got pregnant and gained weight, he didn't like me or he treated me differently. Or I've heard different stories like this. And I must say, it's a sign that you were dealing with Mr. Wrong. But unfortunately, you don't always find out, because what a lot of women do is they give their heart, they give their body, they give their mind and their soul to a person who is not right for them. And later, after giving so much of who they are, unfortunately, they find out that was the wrong guy. And now your heart is involved, your emotions are involved. Some of you have gotten married to this person, or you've had children with this person. So you have children involved. And this is the reason I say, in the beginning, when you enter into a relationship with someone, you want to know up front, is this the man that God has for me? Here's another thing to look out for when it comes to Mr. Right. He is truthful and honest, and he doesn't keep secrets from you. He is truthful and honest, and he doesn't keep secrets from you. Why don't he keep secrets? Because he value you. He value your he value your opinion and your thoughts of him, and he respects you. He want to have a good reputation when it comes to you and the way you see him. So he's going to do his best to be honest with you, because that's love. Love is honest. Love is not a liar. Mr. Wrong, instead of him being like Mr. Right, being honest and not keeping secrets, Mr. Wrong, he lies to you, and he only confess the truth when you find it out. When you find out the truth, he only confess when you find out the truth. So, and really a lot of times he's just like, okay, well, and it's like you have him backed up against the wall when you have evidence. And you're like, I know that you did this. I know that you're lying. And then finally he say, okay, you're right. I was lying. All right. Instead of him being honest and upfront in the beginning. You see, ladies, Mr. Right has nothing to hide. He wants you, and he's going to make that known. And he is not going to jeopardize your trust. He is not going to disrespect you with lies and cheating and conniving or any of those things. He wants the best for you. So if you're dealing with a guy who you caught in a lie, don't ignore it. Don't ignore it and think, oh, well, it was just a little white lie. No, I don't want to hear it. There is no such thing. A lie is a lie. And when you are lying, you are lying. You are a liar. There is no way of getting around it. So if this man is lying to you, this is not Mr. Right. This is not love. And please, if you have not watched the video, Are You in Love or Lust? Look it up on my YouTube channel under Rainie Howard and watch that video so you will know if what you're dealing with, if it's real love. Because really, like I said, he is not Mr. Right. As much as you might want to make him be, and I hear some women, it's like they want to make this man be right. They just want to make him right. It's like you cannot make someone be something they're not. You can't think you can play God and create your own man. No, that just doesn't happen. He's either right or he's wrong. He's either a liar or he's honest and he's telling the truth. There is no in between. So with Mr. Right, he is willing to humble himself and apologize and change his ways because of his love for you. Now, Mr. Right isn't perfect. Mr. Right may make mistakes, but Mr. Right is willing to humble himself and own up to his mistakes. He is willing to not only apologize, but change. He's willing to change his ways because of his love for you. Mr. Wrong, on the other hand, he is willing to apologize just to get you to stop nagging, but is not willing to change for you. He is not going to change for you because he is being who he is. And he does not feel the need to change because he really don't feel that you are the one for him. Ladies, when I tell you a man knows where you are in his life in the very beginning, it doesn't take long for him to understand that you are the woman that he values. You are the woman that he respects, he honors, he wants to be open with, be honest with, and build a future with. And a man knows if you're the one that he wants to use. He will know if you're the one that he can call when he needs something, or you're the one that can give him sexual favors, or you're the one that can give him some money, or I don't know, whatever it is, he know where you are in the beginning. It's not, a man is not confused into thinking, well, I'm not sure. Well, and don't buy those lies when you hear men say, well, I'm just trying to figure things out right now. I'm just trying to have fun. You know, I'm single. I'm just trying to figure things out. I'm not sure where we are. Let's just take it slow. If he's telling you that, he has no plans to build anything with you. A man who values you, who respects you, who loves you and honors you, he is not going to put you on hold because he is going to be so into you and he want to make sure that you don't leave him and move on without him. He's going to do all he can to make sure that you know he is here for you and he is committed to you. There is no, I'm not sure, maybe today, well, let's see how things go. No, it's not going to take him long to figure that out. So don't believe the lies. But as I was saying, Mr. Right, he's willing to humble himself and apologize and change his ways because of his love for you. Mr. Wrong, he's willing to apologize so you can stop nagging, like, get off my back, woman. That's basically what he's saying. Okay, I'm sorry. Can you just let it go now? But is he willing to change? No, he's not willing to change. He's not willing to invest anything into his relationship with you. He just wants you to stop nagging. So Mr. Right, he cheers you on and supports you in accomplishing your goals. Mr. Wrong, he doesn't even know your goals. First of all, Mr. Wrong, he don't care about goals. He's not even going to ask you about your goals. He's not going to ask you about where do you see yourself, your plans, your future. That's not where his mind is. That is not where his mind is. But Mr. Right, he wants to know you. He wants to spend time with you and listen to you. He's not just after the physical appearance. He's not just after your body. He wants to know you. He wants to know your soul. He wants to know your spirit. He wants to connect with you on a deeper level. So, does your man know your goals? Does he care to know your goals? Something to think about. Last but not least, Mr. Right takes responsibility of his own well-being. Mr. Wrong blames you for his well-being. I've heard women tell me that they in a relationship found out that the man was cheating, and he basically blamed her because she wasn't satisfying him in the area where he needed to be satisfied. So it was her fault. Really? So it's your fault? And then the fact that there are women who will actually believe that it's their fault. They'll believe that it's their fault and they need to do this better and look better and lose weight and get this and that. And maybe if they do all of this, then he'll do them right. No. When you're with Mr. Right, he takes responsibility. He takes ownership of his actions. He's not going to blame you. He's not going to put nothing on you. He's going to do whatever it takes to honor and respect you and to treat you as you deserve to be treated, to treat you with love and kindness. So, are you with Mr. Right or Mr. Wrong? And those are just a few examples that I like to share just to get your mind open and clear to analyze your relationship. And not just to analyze where you are or where you've been, but what do you want in life? Where are you headed? Who do you want to spend your life with? And is it worth you being mistreated, abused, and used and cheated on? Is it worth it? It's not. It really isn't. I'll tell you that myself. I want to share something from my book, When God Sent My Husband, Wisdoms for Capturing and Keeping a Man's Heart. The book is just basically me pouring out my life story and just how God blessed me to find my husband. Well, my husband found me. God sent him and brought him in my life at a young age. And I can say now my husband and I, we have been married for over 12 years. It'll be 13 years this coming September 2016. And God has really blessed me to grow in wisdom and my husband and I to grow in our love. And with that, I'm able to share things with others and to help others who are looking for love and who have a vision to be married and just frustrated with what they're dealing with, frustrated with dating, frustrated with, the lies, the cheating, the deception, and confusing Mr. Wrong and thinking he's Mr. Right when he's really Mr. Wrong and all of that. And so I wrote the book to share that and to help so many women who would want to be married. I'm going to read a little something from the book, and it's one of my sub chapters, Desperate for Love. It says, I realized in that moment that Mr. Player wasn't hurt because he wanted to be with me. I'm sharing the story in the book about being in a relationship. And I was once in this relationship with this guy. I call him Mr. Player in the book because he was a player. And I basically broke up with him, got rid of him after him cheating and things like that. And I moved on and was in a friendship, developing a friendship with my husband, who back then he was just my friend. And Mr. Player saw us out at a movie. We was at the movies and he saw us. And he was upset. He was upset with me moving on. And so I'm writing about it. I said, I realized in that moment that Mr. Player wasn't hurt because he wanted to be with me, but he was hurt because I had finally moved on without him in my life. Predators cheat because of their own insecurities. They prey off individuals who are desperate for love. My hunger and need for love allowed him to cheat and be the player in our relationship. The cheating had nothing to do with me. I was good enough and I deserved better. I've learned to never allow myself to be desperate for a person's love. Only God can fill you up with an abundance of love. God is love. When you are desperate for the love, attention, and approval of people, you become vulnerable to users. Users have one purpose: to get what they want from you and leave when it's convenient. So I'm going to stop there because it's more about the user and letter to the user. But if you want more information, want to read more, click the link in this post to get the book and to learn more about the book, When God Sent My Husband. But I just want to say, you may be with Mr. Wrong, and you may have dated several Mr. Wrongs, and it's frustrated you, and you almost feel like love doesn't exist, or you almost feel like there's no hope. First and foremost, I want to encourage you to not give up on the love that God has given you the vision for. If God has given you a vision to be married and to be in a relationship and to experience the love of marriage, I encourage you not to settle, but to prepare yourself. Because this is what a lot of women fail to realize. They think they're just supposed to sit back and just wait, and some great man is just going to come and rescue them. But they fail to realize that if you want to attract Mr. Right, you have to become Miss Right. You have to get yourself right. You have to get yourself in line with God. You have to work on you. See, there's a process. There is a process in preparation for marriage. There is a process in preparation for attracting Mr. Right. And it's important that you don't just watch this video and say, oh, this is great, oh, wonderful, and then that's it, and you move on and you're done. It's important that you take action. And if I was you, I would start with investing in yourself. And you do that by reading, by growing, by feeding yourself with positive messages and inspirational messages and prayers. And you go to God and you seek Him on a daily basis. You have to make this a lifestyle. You have to pour out your spirit on God and make it a daily practice, and journal and write down your goals and what do you want in life, and visualize things. And it's a process. And if you need someone to help you and walk you through the process, I would love to do it. And I would say connect with me. Connect with me on Facebook, on Instagram. I share daily posts, videos, and messages to help uplift you and help keep you motivated. And I want to also invite you to join my free love class. There are several videos, and there's going to be a total of 6 full videos just like this one that's preparing you for the promises that God has given you a vision for. So you can join the love class, and there's also a link to do that. And then again, get the book, read the book. Invest in yourself if you want more, if you want to better yourself. Don't just complain. Oh, he not right for me. He wrong. He did me like this. I'm so done. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That was right. This video was for me. And then you just feel good and that's it. Don't let this be the end. But I encourage you to take it a step further. And this week, I'm going to give you an assignment for this week. I want you to write down some things that you can work on to help you become Miss Right. We know that you want to attract Mr. Right, and we know that's who's best for you. But I want you to think about what you need to work on to become Miss Right. Because as you become Miss Right, as you get yourself right, get your spirit right, get your relationship with God right, everything else will be added. The Bible says, seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all of these things will be added unto you. So I encourage you to work on that. Do that project, do that assignment, and connect with me. You can message me through my page. You can email me and visit me on my website. But stay connected, and I want to encourage you to invest in yourself. Thanks so much for watching. This is Rainie Howard, and I look forward to connecting with you. Be blessed.